How's it going, everybody? We are back in the kitchen today, actually, and it has been quite a long time since we have done a dehydrating video. And it's something we talk a lot about. We dehydrate a lot of our food.
Quick peek at what it's like being married to a backpacker. We got breakfast skillet, spaghetti and meat sauce, buffalo chicken wraps, beef and bean burritos, and Mountain House biscuits and gravy. So, yeah.
And it's something we're really passionate about and think everyone should get into. But today we are going to talk about the infamous dehydrated buffalo chicken wraps. So for starters, credit for this goes out to Spiguyver. He has a video on this. He's how we found this recipe. Check it out. I'll link it down in the description. We tweaked the recipe a little bit and have since brought it on every backpacking trip we have gone since we started making it like last summer. It is super easy to make. It is super cheap to make. And it tastes great, and more importantly, it's very versatile, so you can put it in a lot of different meals, so that's why we like it. You can also cold soak it, you can rehydrate it with warm water. It's just incredibly versatile, it's incredibly cheap, it's incredibly delicious, and that is why we love the buffalo chicken wraps. So, let's get started.
So what do we need to do this? The ingredients are cheap, and there's not that many of them. 25 ounces of canned chicken. 1 bottle of your favorite buffalo wing sauce. Can't go wrong with Sweet Baby Ray's. And the coup de grace, the ranch packet.
Now, if you check out Spiguyver's video, you'll notice that he puts relish in his. I've done that before. We've put in tons of other stuff into it. You can add whatever you want. Because 9 times out of 10, we are adding these buffalo chicken wraps, and we call them wraps. We never really eat them as wraps. We're adding this buffalo chicken to other stuff, so I like to keep it just the chicken and the buffalo sauce, but relish is a good option. We've dehydrated onions and put them in there. Other different herbs and spices we put in there, so it's versatile. You can put in whatever you want, but relish is another common thing that will get added to this that we're not gonna do today.
The first thing you're gonna wanna do is get your chicken in your bowl and take 2 forks and shred it up nice and good. With dehydrating, in general, surface area is an important thing to consider. So the more shredded you have this stuff, the better it will dehydrate because you have smaller chunks with more surface area. So let's go ahead and shred that up now. There we go, nice and shredded up. The next thing is give it some Sweet Baby Ray's. And we're definitely gonna use this entire 16-ounce bottle. This is the good stuff. And then, of course, give it a good stir. Next, the icing on the cake, go ahead and put that ranch packet in there. And this is where you really want to give it a good stir and make sure you have the proper amount of liquid so you can dissolve that ranch packet in there. So let's go ahead and stir it up. Looking pretty good. So this is the point when, if you want to add additional stuff, you can. So relish, onions. I've actually considered maybe putting some mushrooms in there. Whatever else you think might be good with, you know, with buffalo sauce. Maybe some cucumber, that'd actually be pretty good. And you can see, so this is how much we made. This is obviously a ton. You know, this is almost 2 pounds of food. And let's go ahead and throw this in the dehydrator. Ah, the tried and true Nesco. We've gotten a lot of use out of this thing. So generally, when I'm dehydrating, I'll use just 2 trays, and basically everything we dehydrate, we dehydrate on these fruit roll-up trays, and that's probably gonna be the case for anything with liquid. So let's, this will probably fill up 1, if not both trays, and let's get it on there. We got 2 trays of food, so 1 and 2, and we're gonna load these on here now. Another pro tip for dehydrating is the thinner you have this, the quicker and more thorough it will dehydrate. Like I said, dehydrating food, it's all about surface area. So the more shredded you have this chicken and the thinner you have this on this dehydrating tray, the better it will dehydrate. We're gonna go ahead and get this going. I generally dehydrate all things with meat at max, so 160 degrees. And then the way I dehydrate is I'll let this go overnight for about 10 to 12 hours, and then I'll pull off the lid, and I will use my hands and I'll break up all the chunks in both the trays, and then I'll let it go another 2 hours until it's done.
Most commonly, the way we will eat these buffalo chicken wraps, buffalo chicken, is we'll add it to something else. So it goes really good, add it into Easy Mac. That's what we do a lot. Another thing it's really good in is Mountain House beef stroganoff. So anything that's kind of a cream or white based sauce, this stuff will add really well to, and it's good. It's filling and it gives you a lot more protein. If you've been sweating a lot all day, it's got a lot of salt in it, so it just blends with the flavors really well. We also will cold soak it in the morning and just eat it straight out of the bag or on a tortilla for lunch, and it generally cold soaks in 2 to 3 hours because the chicken is so finely shredded. It really does rehydrate really fast. We've also added it to breakfast skillet. We've added it to pasta. So it really goes well with a lot of different stuff, and that's why we love it, because it's also just super cheap. I think all of that was $12 or $13. It's really easy to make. There's no cooking of the ingredients or anything. Now, having said that, Andy has made this with real chicken and shredded it himself, and it is better. I mean, real home-cooked chicken is better than canned chicken, but I don't think it makes a huge difference, and for the cost and the ease, I say go with canned chicken. So it's dehydrating right now, and we'll check back in the morning with what it looks like. Last little dehydrating tip for you is whatever you dehydrate, your entire house will smell like it, which in this case is fantastic. So my whole house will reek of buffalo chicken for the next 12 hours. But just keep that in mind if you're dehydrating stuff that maybe it smells a little weird, maybe do it, I don't know, in your basement or something, but your whole house will reek of whatever you're dehydrating.
So it's been about 13 hours and this stuff should be good to go. And I came and kind of broke it up at about 10 hours, but you can see it's crispy and done. So let's get this in a bowl and I'll show you how much we got. There we have it. Done, nice and crispy. I broke it up into chunks when it dehydrated, that's why it's in these big little flakes. And we will throw this in a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. And this was about 2 pounds of food before I dehydrated it. So this will easily last me all year probably. So there it is. So that's it. That is our recipe for buffalo chicken wraps. Check it out. It's super easy, no cooking, super cheap, like $12, $13. You get a couple pounds of food. You can mix it in with everything, go nuts. But thank you all for watching, and we will check you guys out on the next video.